We're going to start by removing the front skid plate. To do that, you need to remove the 4 bolts holding it on. They are for a 15mm socket. I think that will be easier than using a wrench to get to them all. As you can see, the rear 2 are inside a boot, and so they will stay inside the plate. They won't come all the way out. Then obviously, once you get the last bolt removed, be prepared because the skid plate will fall off. You won't be ready to catch it. The lower bolt is the drain plug, and the top bolt is the fill plug. It's always a good idea to remove the fill plug first. That way, if you don't want to drain the oil out and then realize your fill plug is stuck, if you remove the fill plug first, you can always be sure you're able to put clean oil back in the differential once you've got it drained out. Try to get a little bit better angle for you of the differential. We're going to start by removing the fill plug. Like I said, it's a 15mm socket. To remove that, it's kind of stiff, so you may have to use a breaker bar on it. And once you get this plug removed, depending on the fill level last time it was changed, some oil may run out immediately, so you want to be sure your oil pan is underneath you ready for this. And this is just because maybe the fluid's expanded once it was filled last time. So I removed this drain plug, and I'm going to let the fluid drain out until it's just about done. Then I'm going to slide my oil pan over closer to the drain plug, and then I'll remove the drain plug. To remove the drain plug, you're going to need a 13mm socket or wrench. And just be prepared, once you pull this plug out, the oil is going to come out with a little bit of force. Like you noticed earlier, I've tried to fast forward through some of the slow parts of the video to make it quicker. Right now, like I said, I'm just removing the drain plug. And while the oil is draining out, it's a good idea to clean off the drain plug. It has a magnetic tip on there, and there will be some metal shavings stuck to that likely. If you just take a paper towel, it's pretty easy to wipe that off and get cleaned up before you reinstall it. And there's also a plastic washer. It's a good idea to wash that off before you reinstall it also. You should check your owner's manual for the proper gear oil to put back inside the differential. My manual called for a 80W90 oil. I used the Lucas heavy duty oil. And what I'm about to do is, now that the oil is about done draining out the differential, I'm going to squirt a little bit of clean oil into the gear case to try to flush out any contaminants left in it. And then I'll let this clean drain out, and then I will plug it and begin to refill it. I hope you're able to tell in the video, but as I put the new oil in the differential and it runs out, you can tell immediately that it's a clearer color, has less contamination in it. And I just like to do this to make sure I get off the old flushed out. Here showing you what the drain plug looks like. You can see on the tip, it looks funny shaped. That's from all the metal shavings stuck to the magnet. You want to be sure you get these cleaned out good, as I mentioned earlier. And also, so you can take a paper towel and wipe out the inside of the threads on the drain plug. I had some metal shavings that were stuck in the threads, and that'll make it easier for you to get the plug back in. Once you get the drain plug reinstalled, I like to clean off around the area. It makes it easier to check for leaks once you start putting the oil back in. There's two easy ways to refill the differential. One is to use a pump, and the other is to just squeeze the bottle, which is, as you can see what I'm doing. It's hard to empty an entire bottle into the differential. You can get a little bit over half of it emptied, and the rest it's hard to squeeze out. And so I would open up a new bottle and pour out half of it into the differential, then I'll combine the two to make it easier. to pour into a differential. I looked at the Haynes manual for mine, and it said it should take a little over 2 quarts to fill, so I bought 3, so I have a little bit to flush it out with, and then I'm also able to refill it. The Haynes manual says you should fill the differential until the oil is at the bottom of the fill plug, and so I just fill it until it starts to run out, then I let it finish draining, and then I cap it off. Once you get the drain plug back in and tightened, it's a good time to take a paper towel and wipe off around the drain plug and fill plug again and check for leaks. And if there's no leaks, you're ready to put the skid plate back on. I find it easiest to get the front 2 bolts started first, and then tighten the rear, and then finish tightening up the front bolts. And I hope you found this helpful.